today. Welcome to Talkback with Zack. We are out in the field today. We've had a number of these great conversations with people doing incredible things for the Oshman Family JCC, and I'm thrilled that we're here in the beautiful dugout at beautiful Menlo College. We're hosting our JCC Maccabi Sports Camp this summer. It's been a wonderful summer already. We have kids coming from all over the country to participate, and we are thrilled to have a first-class coaching staff. I am so pleased to have with me today Will Chapman, the head of our baseball program here at JCC Maccabi Sports Camp, and he is going to be my guest here on Talkback with Zack. Will, welcome.
Hello, Zack. I'm excited to be here on the Talkback with Zack.
Thank you. It's great to have you here today, and I'm thrilled that you've joined us this summer. Now, I'd love to get a sense from you, because this is your first summer here. How did you come to join us at JCC Maccabi Sports Camp this summer, and where are you usually based, Will?
Well, actually, I have been, for the past 2 years, living and playing professional baseball out in Europe. 3 years before the pandemic, I was playing professional baseball out in Australia for some time. Anyways, I ended up looking online and I came across this job posting, and I couldn't have asked for more perfect timing. This was a time that I was looking to come back to America so I could get vaccinated. Because I was not a European citizen, I was not given the option to get the vaccine, which again is the reason why I wanted to come back. And after seeing this job posting, it brought me back to the times that I've participated in Maccabi games. And while participating, I received 3 gold medals, and I just had a wonderful time and experience there. I was actually named MVP after playing out in Houston.
Well, you're just an incredibly accomplished athlete and baseball player. You've got a Division I scholarship to play in college. You've played pro ball. You've been coaching championship teams. I'd love for us to hear a little bit more about your coaching journey, if you could share that with us, please.
Yes, I have been fortunate in my baseball career to be coached by a number of former major league players. Actually, in high school, I played for Coach Brett Saberhagen, who was a 2-time Cy Young Award winner. And actually, my hitting coach and mentor for many years, was Reggie Smith. He was a 7-time All-Star and was just an honorary coach in the 2021 All-Star game. So in college, I played for Coach Curtis Pride, and he played in Major League Baseball for 10 years, and I learned so much from him. He taught me a lot about just how to be an effective coach. He taught that teaching and communicating are key. Also, when I was coaching at the college level, I coached at California State University of San Bernardino, and I also had some coaching in the college level at the Wood Bat League in New York. And we ended up winning that league championship. I also did coach in Australia and in Europe, and that includes working with some of the national baseball and softball team members.
Nice. I know that you've had a number of different college experiences. You also went to Gallaudet University, the premier school for the deaf and the hard of hearing, and you had an experience there, as I think, where you also were named the Jewish All-American. Can you tell us a little bit about what that experience was like?
Yeah, sure. So the reason why I went to Gallaudet University was because I was curious about deaf culture. I want to know where I came from. I want to know where that culture that I have inherited, where it has come from. Because I haven't been engaged with many deaf people or the deaf community growing up. I've always been the only deaf person since elementary school. So, you know, during my primary years of school, I didn't have any other deaf individuals as well. And even in the pro levels, when I was in college, I was only the only deaf person. And so I became curious and decided I wanted to be with other deaf people. And it was a completely different world for me, especially. The communication access that I received at Gallaudet University was so inclusive. It was a very inclusive community. I had a culture shock, if I do say so myself. And so when I got there to play baseball, Curtis Pride, who was my coach, he actually is also deaf. And he did not use sign language before arriving to Gallaudet University. So we started playing when I was a junior, and we ended up having a really good season when I was playing at Gallaudet. And so then that's when I was awarded the All-American, for the All-American teammate, for this first team All-American. And then again for my senior year. So it was a very fantastic experience, if I do say so myself.
That's fantastic. You have had a number of experiences, and one of the ones that to me is most impressive on your resume is that because you played professional ball, you've gotten to travel all over the world. Can you tell us a little bit about what some of those experiences have been like? Can you tell us about some of the challenges you faced? Anything with any communication challenges when you've been in other countries?
Well, first and foremost, baseball is a universal language. You approach baseball with the same mindset, no matter where you go. For myself, I've always been able to advance myself. For example, I've played in Japan for Team USA with the majority of the players that were in the USA military. Our team was actually the first team from USA to win the gold medal. Because of our win of that tournament, President Obama invited our team to the White House. We were to be honored by him. And that was a fantastic experience. That happened in 2015.
So fantastic. I'm jealous of your opportunity to have met President Obama. It must have been a great experience to be in the White House. And now you have this experience to be with these incredible kids all summer long. I'd love to hear some stories, some memories, some things that you can share with us, Will, about what this experience has been like this summer with these kids here.
Yes, I've had some heartwarming moments here at camp. For instance, the kids, they treat me as their coach and they accept me for who I am. They don't see me as a deaf person. They listen and they're eager for me to teach them the vast amount of knowledge that I have. And I want to pass my knowledge on to them. Sometimes the kids will ask to do additional work during their rest hour. And watching their growth has been a real pleasure. Being able to see their improvements has been awesome, is all I can ask for. Another favorite moment of mine has been Yala Sababa. That is an ultimate frisbee tournament that we have here. I was one of the refs throughout the tournament, and the kids, they would come up to me and approach me and they would sign thank you. I am part of the community. The whole camp accepts me for who I am. They forget that I'm deaf. I'm seen as Will Chapman, not just as a deaf person.
I love that. You have given all of us such a blessing in this experience. Tell us a little bit about your own Jewish journey, if you might, Will. I know you grew up in Dallas, not too far from where I grew up. and I know you've been all over the world. You're up here now, and you're going to wind up back in Poland after this. What has it been like as a member of the Jewish community traveling in these different places?
Yes, so I grew up, and I ended up going, so I grew up going to the temple with both my parents. And my grandparents, they came from Russia. They're Jewish. And my grandma's family, so my grandma's family came from Poland, and my grandpa's family came from Russia. And so I've always had that exposure of Jewish culture ever since I was born. And that include, as I mentioned earlier, the Maccabi games, the Jewish community right there. I was able to be part of that for 3 years. But really, I felt just honored to have these opportunities and the opportunity to learn the Jewish history when I was out in Poland. For the past 2,000 years, they have a museum where I was able to learn about that history, Jewish history. And I even got the opportunity to go to that museum out in Warsaw.
The Poland Museum. Yeah, it's fantastic. That's great.
Actually, one of my apartments that I lived in when I was in Poland, it's actually only a 10-minute walk from the Jewish cemetery. And that is named Bodner Jewish Cemetery.
I've been there. I've seen it.
The interesting thing, most of it is destroyed. It's been destroyed by Germany during World War II. And that really just hits me in the heart. I mean, you can read about it, you can look at pictures, all that you want. But it's not the same experience of actually going there in person and seeing it with your own eyes.
Right. Thank you for sharing that. All right, final question. I'm going to bring it back to baseball. Here you go. Choice for you. American League or National League? Which is your favorite and why?
Well, I'm going to have to go with the National League on that one. Growing up, I've always been an LA
I'm
Dodgers
sorry.
fan.
I'm a Giants fan, but that's okay.
Additionally, so I've always admired that the National League pitchers, they can actually hit. And that is key. Being a pitcher and showing that you can hit can be a real challenge. It really shows what kind of hitter they are. And for the American League, they keep the hitting unknown, and I'm not a fan of that.
I'm with you on that. Will, thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks for being a part of our community. Thanks for being a coach at the JCC Maccabi Sports Camp. And thanks for giving these kids the experience of their lifetime. It's great to meet you.
Thank you so much, Zach, and I am so happy and honored to be part of this. And once again, and I do want to say thank you guys for having me on Talkback with Zack. It's a real honor.
Thanks for joining us today. We hope you join us for next time. And take care. See you around the JCC.